Welcome back to the DmC Devil May Cry playthrough. You know, putting the abbreviation of the title before the title every time I say it is going to really, be a pain in the ass. So I'm just going to call this Dante's game. Welcome back to Dante's game.
Why is the
everybody.
lower M not? Why is the M not capitalized like D and C?
Because in most titles you don't really capitalize words like may or the or a or stuff like that, so I guess they're trying to be more grammatically correct or something.
I got it. It's symbolic. The D stands for Dante. The M, Mundus. C, cookie.
Okay, you see, now that's the sort of shit that even I wouldn't try to pull in a high school English class trailer.
You know what? I love these loading screens here. Whenever you go into a mission from the mission menu, which I'm going to be doing at the beginning of every part now, you get this. You get a different combo every time. There are so many of these, and they actually give you a good view of what you can do when you're messing around with the combat. But you don't really need to do even half the stuff you see in these things. It's all just stuff that you can do to look cool, which was, admittedly, 3/4 of the point of the Devil May Cry series in the first place. But this game's not quite as... It doesn't have as high a skill ceiling. It's a lot easier to get good at it, which is a good point or a bad point, depending on your perspective.
I say a good point. Get more people to play the game.
That's the idea.
Anyway, I'm rocking the classic Dante look, which basically makes you look like Dante here is wearing a plastic wig and bought a coat off Amazon. And
Are we
yeah,
going to Diagon Alley now? Or no, never mind.
You look like a Hufflepuff, Dante.
Yeah, Dante doesn't look good at all in this costume, but that makes it hilarious.
Oh, they spell it Britishly. They spelled the fence wrong. Yeah.
Britishly.
That was actually something that really bothered me when I played Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. Your honor, the defense. It's no, you British people spell things weird.
You uncultured swine.
Technically, we're the ones who spell things weird.
No, America.
No, they're the problem, not us.
There's more
Anyway,
of us than there are of them.
Introducing Virgil. There's this prequel comic that explains how Virgil has the resources to make a rebel organization. Basically, he robbed a bank.
It wasn't a Mega Millions ticket?
No, he used his mad computer skills to steal $1 million. And, yes, $1 million! Yeah, and here he is now. I like Virgil's design well enough, and I like him as a character in this game. He feels like he has more depth. I'm not really sure if he actually has more depth or if he's just better performed. He feels like he has more depth than the one in Devil May Cry 3. At least he does until the last 10 minutes of the game. But the last 10 minutes of the game are when everything goes to shit.
Your past has been hidden from you for a reason. Rewind a bit. Who are you again? My name is Virgil. I established the order to help find a way to
So
fight
when
the
do we
demons.
find out that Virgil's evil?
Besides swords and bullets, you mean?
The last 10 minutes of the game.
Oh, it's one of those. Okay.
Yeah.
Sequel dates.
Politics.
Let me just say this now. I have not, at this point, recorded Virgil's downfall, and I don't have any plans to. It's really boring.
With the two of us working together,
And I just feel like I'd rather record 60 parts of an interesting RPG than 3 parts of Virgil's downfall. That's
what else were you
how
planning on doing with your life?
little I care about that DLC.
With that said, look forward to our Paper Mario 1,000-Year Door commentary about a year from now.
Dante, I don't think you understand.
Come on, man. I recorded that before we recorded this.
I don't know, did you?
No,
I
recorded that about a year ago. Now.
I recorded this,
Oh wait, you
Actually,
recorded this
right
March
after-
2013. Never mind. Never mind. I thought you recorded this March 2014. Okay.
This has been on our backlog for ages and ages. But anyway, we've met Virgil, but Dante very, very, very reasonably does not trust this man, despite him having the same face, which really should say twin brother right off the bat. So we're going to Dante's old house. This was where his family lived and died.
Paradise. Oh, I get it.
Actually, it's just a mansion out in
No, but
the country.
the mansion was called Paradise, so I get it.
Also, Virgil has a fedora.
And he's supposed to be the
Toby.
internet.
You will.
Yeah.
That is completely fitting.
Open the
I don't actually.
I think it was
this game.
unintentional.
No, I think this game was written before that became a thing, though. So you know.
Yeah, it's just like it's unintentional.
But it works.
They're trying to play Cat straight as like a witch, so she uses weird concoctions made of
I call it spray paint.
Well, no, that is actually a really convenient way of doing it. Instead of like drawing your little magic circles in the ground, you just sort of spray paint it with a stencil. So.
Smells pretty good. What's in the can?
He actually makes the mistake of asking what's in the can, and she says it's an old Wiccan recipe that uses all this stuff, including squirrel semen. And I don't know how legitimate that sort of thing is to Wicca, but yeah, they're trying to play her pretty straight.
One of those ingredients was dissected squirrel semen. Do you think she was just fucking with Dante at that point? Or you think she was
I
legitimate
think
about
I
that?
think so, but they never.
No, she's being completely straight-faced about that.
Well, you see, that would have been a good joke, and he'd be like, dissected squirrel semen, and he'd be like, what? And like, oh, lol, no, it's
Desiccated.
just spray paint.
Desiccated was the word.
Oh, desiccated. Whatever.
So it's even more disgusting than ordinary squirrel semen.
I'm glad you have
That's
so much
all-
point of
As you
reference
know,
to squirrel
as you know.
Well, desiccated is let me just refresh my dictionary knowledge here. Definition
Of squirrel
Desiccated.
semen.
No, definition of desiccated. Desiccated means, okay, desiccated means to dry out thoroughly, to preserve foods by removing the moisture, or to make dry, dull, or lifeless. Or, as an adjective, lacking spirit or animation, arid, so it's dried out.
Freeze-dried squirrel semen. Okay. Only the best.
Now at your local pharmacy.
So this is my home.
Yeah.
Well,
You know, I vaguely like Kat as a character. She does more than Trish. And she does more than Kyrie. A fuck lot more than Kyrie. Even though she does wind up as a damsel in distress later in the game, they actually play that as as her being strong while she's in captivity, and that being the reason that the good guys managed to win in the end. So I kind of appreciate what they're doing with her. The last 10 minutes of the game throw pretty much any story merit that this game has out the window in favor of sequel bait, but well,
Who's
we'll get to that in part 21.
Kyrie, whoever
She's
you-
in 4.
Kyrie is the girl in the white dress who's Nero's girlfriend, basically.
Okay.
She basically has she has as much dialogue as your standard Princess Peach in a 3D Mario game.
Does she bake you a
And
cake?
She is the cake.
Don't lie to me, Lewis.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything about a cake, but it's possible. But, you know, just ignoring Kyrie as a completely ineffectual character, Kat does more for Dante in this game than Trish did in the first game. So I can't help but give her points for that. On the other hand, the first game was also a lot shorter. So,
What is the runtime? I mean, we got the obvious number of parts in the archives playlist, but what is the general runtime for DmC?
Almost 7 hours is this playthrough's length. Last time
Yeah,
I checked.
about 7 hours, discounting being really bad at the game, which would be an accomplishment in itself. It's not that hard. Also, this is Sparta. Sparta's role in this story is completely different. In the originals, he was a Dark Knight who stood against the legions of hell and basically saved the world. In this one, he's just a demon who sort of defected because he fell in love with an angel.
Okay, what's with all of the subliminal messaging here? Is this like, are we just gonna see your oven's still on, or or something
Pull my
like pay your
finger.
taxes?
Courtesy of Mundus.
The Sparta in this mythology was a lot less successful than the one in the canon series. Basically, he runs off with an angel, has some kids, and then gets caught by the demons and gets imprisoned. So they kind of reversed his role in this one. But did I mention the angel part? Because apparently Dante's mother being human wasn't special enough. They decided to make Dante's mother an angel in this canon. So if there was
wait, why would a demon and angel get it on? Like, aren't they, like, evil? Well, demons are evil, I should say.
It's entirely based on perspective.
Or is
They're
Sparta like one of those good demons because, oh, my tortured soul and stuff?
Well, there's this whole backstory regarding demons and angels falling in love in the past and having children called Nephilim, who are the only ones who can slay a demon emperor. Basically, they're trying to make Dante more special than he already was by throwing in the angel element and making him some special breed of half-demon, half-angel. Virgil, too.
Something that he didn't really need to begin with.
Yeah, and that's the main reason Mundus wants him dead, because he's a Nephilim. It's not because, well, Sparta and Mundus were friends, and there is an element of betrayal there, but Mundus mostly wants the Nephilim dead because they're Nephilim, and they're the only things that can kill him. Anyway, we get our first upgrade weapon. The weapon switching in this game, I would actually say, is somewhat superior to the other games, because I don't like switching weapons as Dante with the D-pad and 4. I can't do it mid-combo. The angel and demon weapons, basically you can have one angel weapon and one demon weapon equipped at all times, and to use it you have to hold down the corresponding shoulder button. So you have 3 weapons equipped at all times, and I'm being extremely cheap with the axe because the axe is overpowered. It's the most unbalanced thing
you just got a new weapon, you gotta show it off.
Wait, hold on. So the 3 weapons, I'm assuming your standard sword is just always there then, and the guns.
Yeah, the sword is always equipped.
Okay.
You'll never, ever, ever unequip the sword. All the weapons you'll gain in this game are either angel weapons or demon weapons. Basically, all the demon weapons are powerhouse weapons, all the angel weapons are speed weapons. Unfortunately, there's basically no weapon balancing between these things at all. You'll rarely ever have occasion to use the angel weapons on something that's not color-coded blue.
I just
All
saw
of the weapons... go ahead.
the axe weapon was tearing these shields apart. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, that's one of the things you need to use the demon weapons for, shields, because they're powerful enough to break through the stuff. The stuff. Basically, they'll break through anything that's in your way.
You know what might be the trade-off, though? It could be the axe doesn't have combo potential.
It has combo potential. Oh, yes, it does.
Well, it leaves
But
you
you'll never
open
need to-
for attacks at the very least.
It has combo potential, but you'll never need to use it. Because the axe just hits so goddamn hard, it doesn't matter. The axe, basically, is what you're going to be using on all the bosses. They did not do very good at balancing this game. I'm not sure if the higher difficulties are any better, because I just couldn't get interested enough to play them.
Well, isn't that what it is like in basically any game, though? Like, even if the weapon balancing is good, like in a lot of games like this, if I find a combo that works, or a weapon that works, I'm generally gonna stick with it, you know? It's very rare that I find a game where I have multiple, like, playable characters or playable weapons, and I use them all very evenly. Like, I think Hyrule Warriors is one of the only things that comes to mind for recent. Like, I'll play as Xant or Link or Ganondorf or Sheik or whoever. It's not like I have one specific favorite in that game, but in a lot of other games, if I find one thing that works, that's all I'm going to be using.
I wish I never discovered the Kilgore glitch in Bayonetta 1.
What glitch is this?
The Kilgore. One of the weapons you can get in Bayonetta 1 is the Kilgore, which I believe was the bazooka. And when you can buy the alternative that you can attach to your feet, there is a glitch that you can do where if you switch between a normal set of weapons and the Kilgore at the Wicked Weave finisher of your combo, the Kilgore will shoot like 10 million rockets out of your feet, which is great for racking up the combo meter, and you also get a shitload of halos doing that.
One of the things I do like about the combo system in this game is that, you know how Devil May Cry combos are timing based, where you do two attacks and then you'll pause, and then you'll do another set of attacks rather than just button mashing? You can transfer those combos between weapons. You can do 2 swings with the regular sword, pause, hold down the shoulder button, and then do the combo attack with the axe. Or you can do it in reverse. You can do the axe combo, pause, and then switch over to the sword or an angel weapon and do that weapon's combo instead. So in that sense, you've got a lot of versatility in Melee.
we're bringing comment on Limbo constantly spelling out, messages for Dante. I'll give points for it. I kind of like that visual design choice.
I was just
like it
expecting-
now. I think it's gonna probably get kind of annoying by the halfway point of the game because it'll just like you can only see the words "die" pop up so many times before it becomes like redundant.
Well, it doesn't really do a whole lot, and they don't overplay it. I'll give them points for that. They don't overplay it like they overplay virtually everything else in the story. But what happens when those words pop up is it's basically signaling you that you're trapped, and you have to fight. It's a lot better than Devil May Cry 4 and its constant cutaways to curse walls forming and breaking apart.
Yeah, I was just more expecting a clip to Homer Simpson die. Die yet.
Die yet.
Ah!
If Dante was a little fatter.
Yeah.
He's kind of scrawny from what I can tell in this version.
Hey, he's got a sleek build.
You can tell a cutscene is pre-rendered because I lose my costume all of a sudden.
Where'd the wig go?
Not in a million years.
Oh, hi, Marcus.
Anyway.
No.
I think this is supposed to be a statue of Sparta.
Oh. Well,
What we're doing whenever the game cuts us over to these flashback scenes or dream sequences or whatever is platforming to the end where we can break the chains that are holding the statue down. And by doing this, we'll get something.
So this is our game-long quest?
No, this is just contained to this one mission, I think. Although I haven't picked this up since I recorded it. I think we'll return to this dream space later, and we spend the entire time here when we're Virgil, in Virgil's downfall. Anyway, this is where we get the first of our grappling abilities, and I'll give this game points for the grapple. It's it's like the Devil Bringer from 4, except smoothed out and given another ability. You can pull things towards you, or you can pull yourself toward things, and you can do this at will. It's not based on how heavy the opponent is, like it was in 4. Basically, if you use the demon pull, you're pulling things to you. If you use the angel pull, or I think it's called the angel lift. I'm not really sure. You'll pull yourself toward things. Virgil's version of this is basically teleporting things to him or teleporting himself to things. But it's functionally the same thing.
Well, good thing they didn't hit that too hard.
As you can see, though, platforming is a lot more manageable in this game because, one, we have the double jump natively. We can use it whenever the hell we want, kind of like in Devil May Cry 2, which was like the one design choice they made in that game that I approved of.
Well, no, you were just talking about how you approved of the mission select screen, so you approve of two
No, design choice. No, I think he was talking strictly about character design.
No, just talking gameplay-wise. Having the double jump at the beginning of the game in Devil May Cry 2 was a godsend, especially because of how much jumping around the game expects you to do to find shit.
Just give it some time, Ted. By the end of this playthrough, Devil May Cry 2 will be the best game ever made.
No. Devil May Cry 2 introduced things that later games used to much better effect. But it doesn't matter how good an idea the Bloody Palace mode was if the combat sucks, Anyway, yeah, we've broken a big-ass rock and removed one chain from this giant statue. Progress.
Hey, dude.
The statue looking at us.
Dude, that was my chain.
Stop yanking on it.
Pay me for the door repair. Dope.
Now
you.
Now we play the Doctor Who theme in reverse, I guess.
It does look like the time vortex. Jesus God, I never drew that connection. But yeah, this is actually a load screen. It doesn't look like one at first, but it's a load screen.
Seems like we're traveling in time.
Whenever you go in or out of a dream sequence, you're going to see that specific load screen. This game has specific load screens for everything.
So what else have you got?
Okay. I think the dream sort of disoriented me. I had to take a minute to figure out which door I had to go through to progress with the level.
I had to put my wig back on.
Whenever you see red breakable things in the ground and floor, you need a specific demon weapon to break them open. And this is why I'm not 100%ing the goddamn game.
Oh, you have to go back to old levels with your newer
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, like in the first level, there were breakable walls that glowed red. You needed the axe for those, but we only got the axe just now.
And
what you need for that floor there is the gauntlets, which we're not going to get for several missions yet.
And this isn't a Metroidvania where you're just gonna need to come back here anyway. It's just its own contained.
Actually, the one cool thing about DmC over the other games is that missions never repeat environments. You're not going to go through these areas again.
Okay, well,
every mission is its own area.
Well, in that case, it just makes those things entirely pointless because it's just like, oh, you're not playing on New Game Plus, you idiot.
Yeah, it's something you do on the higher difficulties. You
Yeah.
pick some extra stuff up on subsequent playthroughs.